What is up, YouTube? Backyard Wrenching, back at it again here with a new series. This is going to be the S54 swap into E46 sedan. So basically I picked up this motor out of a 2003 M3 with a SMG, and I plan on installing it into my 99 E46 sedan using the MS54 DME. So basically I'm going to be converting my car's MS42 to MS43, and I'm going to do all the wiring associated with swapping this motor out. So basically in this first video I'm going to start by just stripping down the motor, stripping down anything that I won't be using, any old parts, anything damaged, and converting the SMG harness to a manual transmission, which will just involve removing some wires. It's a really simple process, but this is a learning process for me too, so I'm going to be showing you guys what I know, what I don't know. And so basically when this motor was removed, it looks like they removed it in a very fast fashion by cutting off most of the hoses, and they probably tried to getting it out as fast as possible. As you can see, this cover is damaged. I'm probably going to be replacing this with the new one, and a whole bunch of hoses were just chopped off, like radiator hoses cut off. Other ones right here, just removed. Some other hoses, power steering hoses, a bunch of things were just chopped off. But all the wiring is in place, so that's good. The wiring is important, but all the hoses will be replaced. So basically I'm going to start off by just removing these hoses, the radiator hoses, removing anything extra that I won't be using, and removing the SMG harness wires, which are all these gray wires, gray connectors. I'm going to be removing them from the harness, and obviously the SMG computer, which I won't be using either. So that's what I'm going to start with in this video. So far I moved this first hose that was chopped off, which was, I believe it's for the brake booster, which just sat right here connected with permanent clamps, so I just had to take that off with the flathead. And now I'm going to remove the AC line for now, because it's just to get out of my way. It looks kind of damaged, so maybe I'll be using my AC line from my car, because I believe it's the same. So this AC line that goes from behind the exhaust side of the vehicle is just held on by one Allen key bolt, so and then you can just wiggle it right off. Same thing with the smaller hose, it's just held on by one Allen key bolt. I'm just basically removing these so I can clean up the engine, have less things dangling around for now, so it's neater. Next I remove this little coolant line. Just popped on by one of these clips. Just pops off like that, and you pull it out. And then I remove this other radiator hose, which is just held on by a flathead Allen flathead clamp. So I removed it because it was just chopped off when the engine was removed. And next up I removed these belts, AC belt and regular drive belt. So the AC belt looks like complete crap. Looks like it was never replaced, so good thing I won't have to replace that. The other belt looks in a decent condition, but I'm probably going to replace it anyway. but I'll keep it just in case. Next up, I'm going to try to remove the fan on this side. Basically, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remove it since I don't have the special tool, but I'll try to figure something out. Maybe I'll remove it with the water pump together. Alright, so basically after I removed the belts from the car, I tried to remove the fan, but it's really hard to do without the tool, the fan clutch removal tool, because the water pump and the fan spin freely from each other. And also, since I removed the belts, it made it even harder because now I have to find a way to hold the water pump and loosen the 32mm fan size. But I tried doing it by like wedging something in between the bolts of the water pump and to prevent it from rotating, but I couldn't get it to go without slipping. So basically I'm going to order the tool and I'm going to remove that later. So now I'm just going to move on to like the wiring maybe. I'm going to start removing the wires. Basically I think I'll remove the ignition harness for now. Remove the O2 wires, remove the post-cat O2 wires since I'm not going to be using that. Also, I'm going to try to start removing the SMG wires because I won't be using SMG. I will be using my 5-speed manual transmission, so I'm going to get to that. Okay, so basically this ignition harness is just held in by on these two brackets. One is like I believe a 8mm size on this side, and on the left side it's a torque size, and also there's some kind of, I believe, ground cable on the bottom that connects to the engine head with size, I believe, 13. So you can remove these two, and then you can remove this harness and set it to this side. So next up, I'm going to start by removing the O2 sensor harness, since I will not be using the post-cat sensors, just the pre-cat ones. But I'm going to remove it all for now, so just to clean it up and sort everything out. Alright, so basically on this car it looks like someone labeled the wires. These are the ones for pre-cat. So I mean, I might use new O2 wires. I don't know the condition of these, but I will know that these are for the pre-cat since it's noted down right here, and the post-cat ones are right there. So basically I'm gonna remove these for now so I can have the whole O2 harness off, which also includes the transmission wires, and then once I get that out I can start removing the SMG wires. The M3s also have this extra wire going into the exhaust manifold, which I don't know what it is, because on the non-Ms they don't have this connection on the non-Ms, so chances are I'm probably not going to be needing this either, since I'm going to be installing aftermarket headers. But I'm going to try to figure out what that is and then see what I got to do with that. But other than that, basically I got the whole harness over here separate from the engine, so I'm going to get to work on this. And the cats are going to be, the headers with the cats are going to be removed and sold, and aftermarket headers will be installed in the future. Alright, so here I got the whole harness spread out, with the SMG DME and the other DME, the regular DME. So I basically put it here so I can see where everything goes, so I know which wires I can and can't delete. So basically the gray ones here go into the SMG, so I know these will be definitely deleted, and these two right here go into the engine DME, so I have to make sure not to damage these. So I really don't know exactly what I'm doing over here, but it looks like I could just chop these gray connectors off and pull those wires out, and then we'll see where we can go from there, see what it deletes from this side, and then see what else we got left. Alright guys, so here goes nothing. I'm gonna chop it and hope I didn't fuck anything up. So basically this is one of the gray connectors. It looks like most of the wires go down to the other side, which are probably for the SMG transmission. So, and two other wires go down this way. Looks like they go for the some kind of for some of these relays or something. So first I'm gonna just chop this and see which wires I can pull out on that side. Here goes nothing. If I'm doing something wrong, guys, if I'm fucking something up, if you guys have any tips, let me know in the comments below, because this is the first time I'm doing the swap, so I could be doing some things wrong. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna try my best to be as informative as possible. There goes that. I'm gonna trace back these other two brown wires, but for now I think I'll just remove them from the connector. Okay, so now that I got these SMG connectors chopped, I'm gonna just slightly start pulling on connectors from that side to see what comes out, until I can get rid of all these wires. I'm gonna have to be careful not to, if I pull on something and something starts coming from the other wires, I have to be careful not to damage them. So I have to look at the colors at the edges over on these sides compared to what I have over here that's cut, and then start removing that. Okay, so I finished removing all the extra wires. So after chopping off these two SMG ECU wires, the gray ones, I followed back all the wires, and these are all the wires that I removed from the other side of the harness. Basically, so it's I'll give you guys a close-up rundown. So it's this connector, which has two blue, one brown yellow wire. This connector, which has red, brown, black wire. This connector, which has, I believe, two browns, one purple, one black, one yellow green wire. Total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wires. This round connector, which is obvious, anything that went to it, I followed it back and removed it. This connector, which has 4 wires colored, I believe this is brown, yellow, green, and white brown. This connector, this connector right here, which only had 2 wires, which were brown and brown black. And also, after following the wires, I removed this relay, which I believe is the SMG relay. So basically, 2 of the connectors stayed on the harness, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna need to reuse those for the manual, but I removed this because these went to these connectors, so I removed this relay. And there are also some other wires that went to like the connectors for the main ECU, like for example this yellow and black one, which I just taped them off for now. Also another one went to this connector from the gray connector, brown white connector I just taped off for now. And anything else that went towards this way, towards these bundles, I followed it back, just taped it off. These are the two connectors that were left over from this relay, from this relay. So I'm not sure exactly what to do with these two right now, but I'm gonna leave them here for now. Maybe I'm gonna need to use a different relay or something, I don't know yet. I have to do some research, but I'll leave it there for now. So I mean, that's the rundown for now of this wire delete. I hope I didn't screw anything up, hope I didn't remove any wires that I wasn't supposed to, but after doing this, what I'm left with on this harness is some power or ground connection, I believe, maybe ground. I'm left with just one connector which has two green wires, one blue yellow, one green white wire. I believe this may be for the reverse light, not sure yet, but this is the only connector left to the transmission, I believe. And obviously the O2 sensor wires, which I'm not gonna remove. Even though I'm not gonna be using the post cat ones, I'm gonna leave the wires, the connectors, in case I one day have to use the sensors. And this other connector, which went for this thing on the cat, the header, I'm gonna leave that in for now. So that's that for wiring. I don't know, hopefully this car starts up with this wiring. One cool thing I like to note is that this used engine came with these coil packs, OKD, I think they're Okada. I believe they're plasma ignition coils, so the engines should run better with these. I'm probably going to be changing the spark plugs eventually, but I'm going to leave that for later. Okay, so the next thing I want to do on the motor is I'm going to remove the headers, just to clean it up so I can get rid of all these wires dangling around. I'm going to remove this heat shield first and then unbolt the headers. And also there's a little ground cable that was just chopped off. I'll remove that while I'm at it on this side. So I'm going to have to first remove the heat shield and then the headers. Okay, so the heat shield is just held on by looks like three 13mm bolts and one smaller, I believe it might be a 10mm. I'm also going to remove the secondary air pump piece that's left on this motor, because I'm going to be blocking that off with the block off plate. And I guess I'll disconnect this connector for now to get it out of my way. Not sure what it's for, but move it out of my way for now. Okay, one more thing. So to remove this bolt for this heat shield, you have to loosen this this pipe for the cooling system, which has a bolt right below, right there. That one is a 10mm, so you have to loosen that and then pull back on this a little bit in order to remove this bolt. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the heat shield removed. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. I might. It's slightly bent, but I'll see how the fitment is with the headers. If anyone has any headers to recommend that are like not crazy expensive, like Super Sprint, like somewhere under $1,000, let me know. Or if anyone's selling any headers for the E46 M3 motor, let me know. I don't want to spend too much if I'm just trying to find like a nice set of headers that make decent power but are not ridiculously expensive. So okay, so that's it. That's what it looks like with the heat shield off. Now I guess I'm gonna remove this secondary air pump thing, and then I'm gonna start removing the header bolts. Also, for now, I'm placing every bolt I remove back in its original location, so that I know where everything goes in the future. I don't feel like labeling this stuff right now. So for now, that's the best way to do it for me. I'm just gonna put it back in its place. Okay, so to remove the secondary air pump, you have to use 10mm. Okay, secondary air pump removed. Now I'm just gonna give these all these studs, nuts, a spray, because I don't know how tight they might be. Chances are they're super tight, so give them a spray with PB Blaster before I start removing them. The worst case, I really don't want to snap a bolt, that'll be horrible. And let it sit for like 5 minutes and then just try to loosen them up. And for your reference, all of the header bolts are 11 millimeters in size. Alright, so there we go. That's what it looks like with headers removed. Here are the gaskets, old gaskets. As you can see, here are the bolts. Some of the bolts came out with, some of the nuts came out with the studs, others came out alone. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to remove these nuts. I'm probably gonna get new hardware for this once I am ready to install the new headers. But first, before that, I'm gonna clean it all up. Just basically sand this down with some really fine paper to make it a nice seal with the new headers. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna have to clean this whole motor up because it's filthy. On this side, there's still a lot of wires to remove. These hoses, I mean, they're gonna be used, but I'm gonna remove this here, the heater hoses that were chopped. I'm gonna have to use new heater hoses. It's filthy over here, it has to be removed. Power steering, new power steering lines. So yeah, that's about it. That's gonna be it for this video. I mean, next video I'm probably gonna get to removing the clutch, removing any other hoses that were cut off, cleaning up the motor probably. Just basically just cleaning it all up, getting it bare down, removing the fan. One more important thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the oil pan and figure out what kind of bolts are on my for my rod bearings, because I'm going to be replacing my rod bearings. So I have to figure out which size they are so I can order the correct bolts. But I'm gonna make a really detailed video on replacing rod bearings, because I haven't seen anyone really make a really good detailed video. But yeah, that's the plan for next time. We'll see what we can do. And thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, comment, like, share, whatever. Do whatever you can, and stay tuned for the next video.